So, guys, have you ever found yourself in a position where you feel extremely overwhelmed? Or in a position where you feel so stressed and you don't even know what to do, who to talk to, where to go, how to just resolve this whole situation? It could be a heartbreak, it could be a heartbreak due to relationship, or it could be stress or depression because of work or financial problems, but you just feel this heaviness that you can't even put it in words. You can't even talk sometimes, but you just feel this heaviness. It's just too heavy. The heart, sometimes some people even say that my heart is too heavy, or I feel my chest is too heavy. And when people look at you, they see a person who's put together, a person who's laughing, who is, talking. But when you now try to express yourself, people will be like, but you look so put together. You look all good. You look fine. What are you saying? Well, that's the nature of emotional wounds. Emotional wounds are invisible. Emotional wounds are matters of the heart, our psychology. It's about emotions. And in most cases, it's difficult to even explain it or to pinpoint or to name it. So, guys, as I cut these mangoes for my daughter, I'm making for her a snack. It's time for her to eat. I thought I should also just record a quick one as I share on emotional wounds, because this came across after a person who really looked very well, and they opened up to me that they're actually going through some form of depression. They feel depressed, you see. So then it hit me that, but Jay, in most cases, most of us walk around looking all put together, looking all fine. To make it worse, our status updates look all dazzling, so fine, perfect life, soft life. Only when you get closer to a person, then you get to go like, okay, so this is what this person is going through. That's the nature of emotional wounds. It's difficult to see them. We can only when a person talks, but when it's critical, then you might be able to pinpoint them. Welcome back to Talks with Rita. This is a platform where we talk all things social issues. My name is Rita. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for being part of this family. And if you are a person who's probably just scrolling through YouTube and you came across this video, kindly join the family and be part of this conversation. This is a platform where we talk all things social issues, ranging from relationship issues, mental health issues, financial issues, psychological issues. Be part of this family and then join the communication, the conversation in the comment section. Put your questions there. Put your suggestions there. Let's communicate. So hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell somewhere down there. And then that's how it's simple. That's how you easily become part of this family. So to get back to the issue that we are discussing today, or that I'm sharing on today, yes. So I was saying, I spoke to somebody, and literally this person, you can never tell that they're going through depression, because they are so put together. When I mean put together, I mean from head to toe. The hair is done, the clothes are okay, the perfume is on point, their shoes are fine. So when the person came close and said, I'm going through this, and they explained the whole scenario, that's when I was like, okay, this is depression. Okay, I'm not a psychologist. I do not diagnose people with clinical things, but I have an idea what depression sounds like, the pattern of depression and all that. So, however, I still went on and I gave direction on what the person should further do. So, you'll find that most of us, we are like that. Most of us are like that. Most of us have emotional wounds that we do not pay attention to. Now, the thing is this with our society or with people in our community is that what I've learned, we are well equipped with attending to physical wounds. And we are not really equipped with regards to emotional wounds. We are not really equipped on how to address, how to attend to them, where to go, who to run to, how to go about it. We are not. Most of us are not. So in most cases, we find ourselves in a circle of not knowing what to do, who to run to, where to go to. Whereas physical wounds, like if I injure myself right now with this knife, I'll definitely know what to do. Quick and easy. I'll look for a bandage. I'll wash the sore, look for bandage, put the bandage on. Or if it's a severe cut, I'll run to the clinic, the nearest clinic, and they'll give me dressing or they'll give me painkillers. I'll drink. They'll also tell me to come for follow-up, probably the next week or the other, so they can still clean the wound so that it can heal. So we are well equipped when it comes to physical wounds. And when it comes to, unfortunately, when it comes to emotional wounds, we are not doing so good. Yeah? To be honest, most of us are not doing so good. I think this also has to do with how we were brought up and what we were taught at home. You see, there are some of us parents who don't allow our children to express themselves when they are stressed, when they are angry, when they are... So we bottle up these emotions. When we are going through anything that has to do with our emotions, it's more like we are socialized to keep these things to ourselves, or, we are socialized in a way that it's more like it's a private matter. You cannot, if you are stressed, you should figure it out yourself. If you are depressed, you'll be seen as a weak person. Especially men. With us ladies, at least we talk. We talk among ourselves. And talking is one of the tips that I'm going to share. So at least as ladies, we can talk these things out. We can discuss these things out that are bothering us. But with our dear men, most of the time, they have to bottle these things because I am a man. I'm told that I should be strong as a child, so I should keep things to myself. And then you are dying of depression. You will die of depression. And these things do kill. Emotional wounds do kill, just as physical wounds, right? So we need to become intentional. We need to be so intentional about attending or about paying attention to our emotional wounds. Some of us have a habit of brushing it. You brush it aside. You were heartbroken. You were disappointed. You got retrenched. You got fired. You got dumped. Or you have a huge financial problem. You just brush all these anxieties. You push them aside. Now, there's a danger in doing that. There's a huge danger in doing that. You see, our emotions, I wish I could quickly get a cup. When a cup gets too full, I know this is not a cup, it's a mango. When a cup gets too full, each time, okay. Yeah, guys. So as I was saying, some of us are socialized, or some of us come from backgrounds where we are not taught to express ourselves, to share these emotional wounds, to share our disappointments, to share our anxieties, our stress. Some of us come from backgrounds where we have no idea even how to identify these emotions. We don't know what anxiety is, or we don't know what depression is. We just know that I feel sad, I just can't explain. And because of that, in most cases, we don't know what to do about it. We don't know. So we push it aside. And unfortunately, life keeps happening. A different form of disappointment would come, a different form of trauma would come, and then you keep putting these things aside. You will become overwhelmed. You will definitely become like this cup. You see, this cup can only take this much, up to here. So when it has reached the brim of the cup, everything else will start splashing. It will start coming out. So these are emotions. Everything that comes in, you don't find a place to vent. You don't find anyone to talk to. You just put everything will just be there, and then things will start coming out. And this will manifest in different ways. These things that are dropping down, these are different behaviors which you will fail to explain, you will fail to understand. People will see you as an arrogant person, as a rude person, as a harsh person, as a bitter person, as an angry person. It's because you are full to the brim. You are overwhelmed. You have too much hurt, too much disappointment, too much anger. So overwhelmed, you don't even know what to do with all these emotions. Yet life keeps happening, and it keeps filling up and filling up. And water will just keep splashing. This is a manifestation that will happen around you. People who are going to feel the impact, it's mostly people around you, your loved ones. You have outbursts on your loved ones. You will have anger on your loved ones, your children, your brothers, your sisters, your children, your aunties. They'll fail to understand, but how come this person, just one thing, the person shouts at us, just a small thing, you see that? This is the negative impact of not attending to our emotional wounds. A minute. Okay? Let me clean up before my nanny come find this mess, before the maid come get angry with me, because she cleaned up very well. Anyway, I needed to show you guys that, because also when that was explained to me, it was done literally like that. And I grasped that. Since then, I kept it. And I always share it with people when it comes to emotional wounds or emotional issues, that we should not take these issues light. We should attend to them. So, you see now, I emptied the cup. It's empty now. So, it means that this person is now empty. And this emptying can be done through different methods. And one of them is speaking to a psychologist, a social worker, or a counselor. When you speak, you are venting out. These issues are coming out. If you don't know where to find a psychologist, a counselor, a social worker, you can find a trustable friend, a colleague, anyone who you trust. You vent out. You speak out. Guys, for me, talking my issues out is the best. On a serious note, even if the person who I'm talking to will not offer me physical help, that I need to sort out whatever issue that is causing me my emotional wound, For as long as I spoke and that person listened with empathy, they heard me, they were there, they showed that they care. For me, it gives me enough strength to face my anxiety, to face my depression, to face whatever I'm going through. So let's teach ourselves to empty our cups when we are full, especially to our men. Our men, you really have a habit of keeping things. And I will not blame it on you. I'll blame it on society, because society has configured or trained a man not to talk out emotional things. But you men are also people. They go through emotional wounds. We should give them a chance, especially if you say this man is opening up. Let that man vent. Let him release everything that's troubling him. Let him talk. For us who have brothers or uncles, make time to talk to these people, because they don't easily open up. They don't. They will just be there with all this depression and stress, anxiety and everything. And mind you, these emotional wounds have bad consequences on our well-being, right? One of them is what I just showed you, that if you keep piling, you will start having outbursts. You will be an angry person, a bitter person. You will have this energy around you that is just, maybe you've come across people who are like, that person feels too angry. In most cases, these people are bottling up issues. They have these issues that they are bottling, that they can't let out. So let's teach ourselves to vent out, to talk, to express ourselves. That's how we can attend to our emotional wounds. As much as we run to the clinic, to the hospital, to get dressing, to attend to our physical wounds, our emotional wounds also need attention. And one of those things that you can do is therapy or counseling. The second thing that you can try to do is come up with a self-care plan for yourself. Be intentional about self-care. On a serious note, make it an intentional thing. Tell yourself that every Friday, I'm going to pour myself some good, nice wine to relax with nice music and a chocolate. Self-care is different from person to person. Some people might feel, I want to get myself pizza and I watch a nice movie. Or others might say, I want to sleep in early today, wake up a bit late tomorrow because it's Saturday. Do that which makes you feel better. Do that which makes you feel rejuvenated, recuperated. You understand? So self-care can be very cheap or can be very expensive. It's up to you. You can choose. I'm always going for the self-care that I can afford, that I don't need to spend much, because your girl is still Shimani baby, Shimani issues here and there, but we will get there. We'll get there where we need to go get a massage and what. But for now, if you can't afford expensive self-care, stick to basics. Sleeping is a form of self-care. Eating some good food that makes you feel good is a form of self-care. Taking a nice warm bubble bath is a form of self-care. So you don't need to kill yourself and say, now she's saying self-care is expensive. No. There are some cheap self-care that you can do that are natural, like even just going for a walk in nature, just going outside and just feel the sun outside, just feel the sun on your body, or just look at the birds, or just listen at nature. That's self-care. You are trying to wind down, you are trying to recuperate, you are trying to care for yourself. Okay? So that's the second thing. The third thing that you should also incorporate in your life. This can be a preventative measure, or this can be an intervention. With preventative measure, I mean this is something that you can do. You can add it as part of your life to prevent overwhelming situations to overwhelm you so much. Or it becomes a preventative measure in the sense that when a situation comes, you are able to navigate through it. Or it becomes an intervention. You are now overwhelmed, you are in a situation, and the situation is there, you have anxiety, you have stress. You can come up with, it will need a bit of money here and there, but again, you can always find alternatives. Find ways to have fun. I know this may sound so irrelevant, but I have seen that if you intentionally want to pull yourself out of a situation, no matter how difficult or how tough the situation is, you will find your strength to pull yourself out of it. So find a way to have a bit of fun. Fun can be cheap, fun can be expensive. So it depends on your type of fun that you want. For people like me who are parents, who are mothers, for me, I can just decide to dance and sing with the kids, and that will be fun for me. I'm healing myself in that way. My emotions will start to balance out. My anxiety will begin to go down. Because remember, there are hormones that are triggered, that come out when you begin to play, jump, sing, do what. There are hormones that come out. And there are also hormones that come when you are so gloomy, when you are so in your situation, you're just stuck in that situation. They are triggered to come more. That's why you need to naturally find a way to pull yourself out. Pull yourself out from that pit of depression, from that pit of anxiety, stress. Pull yourself out. Push yourself to say, okay, little girl, my daughter, my son, come, let's jump. As you are doing that, the body itself naturally will be tricked that this person is now happy. And then happy hormones will begin to be released. I think I must also say this. Some of these tips may only work if you are not at a chronic stage of depression, anxiety, if you're not at chronic stages. Because there are chronic stages where you might need psychological assessment, and then you'll be given medication and all that. What I'm talking about now, this is mild. This should be mild. It's not chronic, it's not severe. But if you are in a severe situation, then you will need to see a psychologist or a psychiatrist or a social worker. A social worker will come in handy to come up with different ways, natural ways to assist you to come out from that situation. Different interventions that they can come up with, like breathing techniques, different things that they can come up with. Then a psychologist might recommend medication for you. A psychologist and a psychiatrist may put you on certain medication to help regulate emotions, to help regulate hormones that are released, right? So these are all interventions that you have at hand that you must use when it comes to attending to your emotional wounds. Okay, so I think I've shared with you 3 tips. The last one, when it comes to attending to emotional wounds, right? The last one, which I think was supposed to be the first one, is that be honest with yourself, right? Let's be honest. If I'm stressed, let me be honest about it and say, I am really stressed right now. I just have too much on my plate. I need help. I have too much on my plate. Please, if anyone can assist me with this aspect of my life, I need help. Be very honest. I think when you do that, you begin to deal with these issues. But if you are in denial, it becomes a problem. That's why even when people come for therapy or counseling, we always want people to be in a position of realizing that they need help. It's easier to help a person who acknowledges that I need help than a person who is in denial, who's not sure that they need help or not. So be honest with yourself. Be honest that I am having anxiety. I don't sleep. I have insomnia at night. I'm staying up. Tell a friend. Tell your colleague. Tell your trustable person. Open up. Be honest with yourself. Don't just brush these issues out. Be honest that I am struggling here. I am going through this. I need help. That on its own, you acknowledging this situation that you're in, is a huge step to solving or to attending to these emotional wounds. And again, an important note that we should take note of is that as frequent as physical wounds come, we frequently injure ourselves with a knife, with a wire, with a what, and we frequently run to the hospital. It's the same thing with our emotional wounds. Life will keep happening. These emotional wounds will keep coming back and forth. So it does not mean just because you saw a social worker this year, that's it, everything is perfect. No. Each time you have an emotional wound, see a therapist, see a psychologist, a psychiatrist, speak to a trustable friend, and try different interventions to attend to emotional wounds. Okay? So guys, that's what I had for you in this video. I hope it made sense. If it did, hit the like button. And if it also did, please share this video. Please share this video because I believe it will benefit many other people. I believe you sharing this video, you are helping one or two people. You might not be going through these things, but there could be someone out there who is going through these things, and you sharing this video will help them. Okay? Because these emotional wounds have implications, have consequences, such as suicide. People commit suicide at the end of the day when they don't discuss these issues. People get chronic mental disorders, schizophrenia, bipolar, right? So when we now begin to teach each other that no, we don't need to go as far as suicide, especially, or as far as getting a mental disorder, we can attend to this issue, and there are things that we can do to curb or to prevent a worse situation to happen to us. Yeah? So thank you very much again. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you for being part of this journey with me. And if you are just passing by, come on now, join this family. This is Talks with Rita, a platform where we talk all things social issues. See you in another one.